I'm Brian Hendricks, and I'm going to show you how I put whiskers back in a cat, whether it's a fox or a cat or whatever it is. I'm going to show you on this leopard because it's a little bigger, it'll be easier for you to see. Start out with down below here, I've got a piece of cardboard, and I've got all my whiskers that I'd plucked out. I've got them set out in pairs, kind of matching pairs, so each pair will be a left side and a right side. And I've got a couple loop head pins there that I'm going to use, and some Tech Bond glue, and I've got a little puddle of it on the cardboard right here that I'm going to be dipping the whisker butt into right before I put it into hole. So now get your reference out and pick an attitude that goes with the mount that you got and what it's doing. Now this cat is obviously relaxed on a log to an extent, but I opened his eyes a little bit. I want him to look a little bit more attentive. So along with the eyes, I'm going to have those whiskers out a little bit instead of just laying back, real super relaxed. So, and it'll just make the mount look more interesting, and like I say, give the cat a little more attitude. Okay, I'm just going to put some of the more prominent ones in for right now, so you can. I think it'll be a lot easier for you to see what's going on and how it's done. And then I can always go back and pick up the rest of them. So, our whisker had the telephone interruption there, but okay. It helps immensely if you have your lights shining. I've got a light on each side here shining in, so you can really see what you're doing. That makes a world of difference there. See if that'll stay in there this time. It's not unusual for animals, these cats or any other of these animals, to not have a full set of whiskers everywhere they're supposed to have some. So spread out what you have so you have a nice representative of the whiskers all the way around. And also, when I pick those whiskers up and get ready to put them in there, I'm spinning that whisker in my fingers so it's the curve of the whisker is going the right direction as I poke it in there. Because you don't want them twisted and turned and going all different ways. Give your cat a funny look. And you can adjust these somewhat afterwards, but it's a lot easier to just get them where you want them the first time around. We've got a couple of them that have broken ends on them, yeah, but I've got one for each side, so I'm going to still put those back in because it does add a lot of light to them, that muzzle. That one, I think. There it is. Step back and look at them once in a while. You might need to adjust them a little bit. I'm going to put another one up here. Just kind of throwing me off a little bit here. A little bit smaller ones there. It just takes a little bit of time, but when you figure the time, part of the reason I pluck these out and put them in like this, when you figure the amount of time it takes you to clean around all those whisker buds and stuff when the animal's fresh, or once it's, you know, comes back from the tannery, whatever. And then when you're mounting them, to keep messing with those whiskers and to get that same kind of really nice set to them like that, you'll spend hours trying to get this good of results doing it the other way. And to me, this just really helps bring the cat back to life when you're putting the whiskers in. That's like usually the last thing that I do. You can see I'm poking the pins in right where the little black spots are that show where the whiskers go. So you'll see the same thing on your other cats. I know most of the reference is going to show on a leopard that they're not that out and forward when they're laying down and stuff, but this is kind of what I like here. And I do have a couple pictures that show them. You know, it all depends on what they're paying attention to. Couple really big ones here. Once you get going, it goes pretty well. Some of these are so big, the pin is hardly big enough to hold. Push it in farther on the bigger ones, I guess. And I use the same size of pin whether I'm doing a little bobcat or a leopard like this, so it seems to work fine. I just don't push it in as far when I'm doing a little bobcat. I hope you can see that when I'm talking about how it kind of brings them back to life. We're just about done already. I'm getting a snout full of them now. More big ones and we about got it. On fresh animals, whether it's a mountain lion or something like that, if I have the opportunity before the animal's skinned and stuff, I'll pluck the whiskers out right away. Because I would just as soon get those out of the animal before it ever goes to the tannery. Because they do get broken and some of them lost going through the tanning process. And the last two. These are a little smaller, so I'm putting a couple more down here at the bottom. There's the whiskers back into the leopard and really changes the look. That's the way I do it.